time it's the GLA200. So where does this car sit in? If I get in. Another Mercedes-Benz for the weekend. This time it's the GLA200. It's actually very exciting to be able to get the car for a few days like this. I'm sure those old-time subscribers to my channel, you guys will know I actually film living experiences with the car over the few days. Basically, I'll just tell you how is it like to live with this car. And if you guys want to watch more car features in the future, do subscribe to my channel because that would help me feature more cars for you guys. And I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So make sure to watch to the end if you want to know my comments about the car, whether it could be anything like dislikes or likes about the car. So I'm just gonna talk solely about this car and now, like, why would you even get a GLA200 based on my humble opinion. If you want to talk about power, it definitely isn't underpowered. I mean, don't compare it to the GLA250, of course that is more powerful. But bear in mind, this is just a GLA200, so if you want to buy this car and expect it to perform like a performance car, I think you're looking at the wrong car lah. So where does this car sit in? So I'll just get straight to the point. I'll assume the type of person that would actually consider this car. From what I experienced for the past 2 days, well, basically it's a high riding A class, which turns out to be a plus point. Since we are in KL, you know, sometimes some areas actually flood. A high riding car would actually be more favorable in those conditions. But that's not the only point, because you can just get an SUV. Another plus point that comes with the car is the size of the car. As you can see, it's not a really big car. It's quite a small size car in my opinion. I really don't care what they call this, even if they call it a compact SUV, which it isn't in my own dictionary. So if you pair the ride height of car with the size of the car plus the power it has, it does seem to be a very good city car, because it's not too hard to maneuver in a car like this. Plus the power, like I said, it's not too underpowered. It's just right. It has a 1.6 litre turbocharged engine with 156 horsepower. And what more do you need from that? I mean, how fast do you want to go in a car like this? It's not a performance car. It's a car that's for urban living, and I find that it fits really well in that category. The only thing, because I tend to drive it in comfort mode all the time, honestly speaking, I won't drive it in sport mode because sport mode is a little harsh. You can watch it in my POV video. Harsh in the sense that it doesn't control the power really well. Yes, the throttle response become more responsive, but I don't think it's well tuned. So back to what I was saying, I actually drive this car in comfort mode, except for traffic like this. If you are not distracted, you are really focusing in the drive, you will actually feel the car jerking, because this is a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. It does jerk a little at slow speed if you were to release the pedal and just step on it again. A good thing is that because this car has dynamic select, what you can do is select Eco, where it reduces the throttle response and your car will actually feel, I mean, the transmission will actually feel smoother. It does feel smoother. I mean, although the throttle response is slightly decreased, but to me it's fine. If it really drives steadily, right, it makes the car much smoother. But as much as I think this car suits in the urban living kind of situation, the suspension in the car does get quite bumpy. And plus, if you're driving it in city all the time, right, you know lah, city you have a lot of potholes here and there, especially Kuala Lumpur. You have to remember you are paying about 200,000+ for this car. I believe the listed price is around 240 over thousand, but the ride comfort is quite questionable. I mean, in cabin itself, it does feel very nice. The seats are comfortable. I like the fabric, although it's not leather. I actually like fabric most of the time. It's not as hot also, because we are in a hot country anyway. It's the NVH and the suspension in this car that makes me think that is it worthwhile, because you do get quite loud engine noise. Road noise is very obvious as well, and the suspension, like I said, it's very bumpy. Even if you try to go through bumps or holes really slow, the bumps are really obvious. Well, the system wise, it's not really hard to use. You also get ambient lighting, by the way. I think it's about 12 colors that you can choose from, and currently I'm set to purple, which is my favorite ambient lighting color, and it's very obvious at night through the gaps in between the seats. Overall, the design does look very nice, but there's one thing: the parking sensor indicator, right, which is over there, is blocked by this infotainment screen. At my height, you have to raise your seat height to about like this, then only it's not blocking it. And the sensitivity of the parking sensors does get quite annoying at times. There's nothing on that side, right? It will still beep one, you know. Not to say nothing, but even if it's not close, right, it will beep like it's really close until the red bar comes out. So anyway, those are just nitpicking, but it does affect your daily use of the car. Steering wise, I really like the steering. It feels very nice. Now, I'm not going to say whether the materials are high quality or not. I just think that it feels really nice holding the steering wheel and everything. It feels very ergonomic. And coming on to the layout in the center right here, I find myself kind of put off by it. I mean, not to put off as in I would complain about it, but the design, the layout of this, right, makes me not want to focus on this part. It's there. Did you see it? A bike actually went past, but then it beeped. The bike wasn't really close, you know. I was in the line. The bike was on the other side of the line. It's kind of annoying sometimes. So anyway, back to this part. This is actually your climate control. Your fan speed and your temperature adjustments is here. So other things is your circulation and everything. It's single zone, by the way. You also get a heater and cooler. I think it's heater and cooler. I'm not sure about this. You may correct me on that. But there's actually one cup holder in the center right here with that particular function, and two other small cup holders right here, and you can actually remove the partition like that. Basically, material wise is quite good lah, but build quality, there's something about this car that is rattling, which I don't know which part it is. In my POV video, you will actually see me fiddling with things because I didn't know what was rattling. I think it's somewhere around here at around 60 km/h above, or above that, I mean, I can actually hear that sound. It's a very faint rattling sound. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with this car being a media car. That means it has been trashed. Some parts may be loose, I don't know. I'm just telling you guys my experience with the car as of this moment. Oh, pedal shifters. They are the black plastic type, just like in the GLC. I have to say, I do love the look of this car. It does look quite attractive in a way. I like the rims, they look special. I mean, try to look at another hatchback kind of car that looks as attractive as this. I know they don't call this hatchback, but in my dictionary, it is a hatchback. They're in traffic right now, right? I'm actually in eco mode. I think it's quite smooth. If I were to put it in comfort, you will really feel the jerk. Also in comfort mode, it would gear hunt. If you drive it hard, you accelerate hard, it does gear hunt at times. Either it gear hunts or it would stay in one gear like really awkwardly, you know. This infotainment system is not really hard to use. It does need some getting used to. I actually think the E350E infotainment system is harder to use. You have to really play around to get used to it in that car. I mean, obviously because this is a simpler version anyway. So for the sake of mentioning it, dynamic select is basically your different driving modes. You actually have, let me just press on it, comfort, sport, individual, eco. And individual, you can adjust your steering, you can adjust your power delivery, and also a climate controller, and whether you want to enable the engine start stop function, which you can just switch on and off through this green button here. I mean this green light indicator thing. It's currently on. So for those who don't know, this function is when you stop in traffic, the engine will actually come to a stop to reduce your fuel consumption. All in all, it's a very practical car lah, this one. The boot can fit a guitar, full-size guitar, acoustic guitar from one end to the other. It's not that bad. I'm going to show you guys the back seat later on because I'm driving right now. So what are the things that I didn't mention? Fuel consumption, let's see. From the day I picked up this car until now, I've driven for 134 kilometers, solely city driving, 10.9 litre per 100 km. For 1.6 litre turbocharged engine, I think that's quite normal for my driving style because the other 1.6 turbocharged car, I'm getting a slightly higher figure. That is averaging about 11.4, 11.3 litres per 100 km. So this is 10.9. Plus I won't deny I did go a little harsh on the accelerator pedal, so this may be a higher than usual consumption level for me as well. So apart from the transmission, the power, I do like the steering weight. I do like how the steering feels. It is decently sharp and the weight is just right. When I go fast, I really like the feeling. I actually found a very good use of this compartment right here. You just take it off, right? You know, you always have your air bungkus. Fits just right. There's some other things that I just want to show you guys about this car. Now, I don't know whether you guys know about this. This is something that you could do if your keyless doesn't work. You can actually pull out this engine start-stop cap thing, and if you look at your key, right, that is why this thing sticks out. It's for you to just put it in there and start the car. That's if you don't want to use the keyless start stop or you can't use it. There's another thing that I want to say. This is the same comment as in the GLC200. I think it's fairly common in the normal Mercedes-Benz model. This side mirror and the rear mirror has auto dimming functions. That means it reduces glare from cars behind or any light source. But that mirror over there doesn't have that kind of function. If someone were to high beam you, right, if they're on this side, that side of the car, you still get glare. I just turn around and show you guys a bit. The C-pillar is actually kind of wide. Yeah, visibility is not very good through that side. A-pillar is kind of wide as well for a car this size. There was once that the A-pillar actually blocked my view from a motorcycle, so gotta be careful. Now I want to show you guys the back seat. Now, I'm sure you guys can hear the engine noise. It's actually quite loud from the outside, but it's a 1.6 litre turbocharged engine and it's fairly common to be this loud. If you want to hear how the car sounds, just show you guys how wide the door opens. Now I didn't show you guys that side because there's a tree over that side, so yeah, this is how it looks like. If I get in, now 3 adults can fit at the back. Now I actually climb over because this is my sitting position. Just want to show you guys for reference sake. Yeah, slightly smaller than my whole palm. Legroom is alright. Headroom, I'm 173 cm. It's not touching the roof yet, so it's quite good as well. But if I'm in a CLA, my head is actually touching the roof at the back seat. Now 3 adults can actually fit at the back, but your shoulders is gonna be like this, you know, like someone has to be in front or at the back. There's ambient lighting right here, holes here in the door handle, and as well as this handle right here. Honestly speaking, it does look very nice, but the ride comfort at the back is not really good. For one, the seats are actually quite upright. Somehow it's not very comfortable to sit at the back. Plus the suspension doesn't really help. It's not about body roll, but the car is very bumpy. And to some, maybe you feel insecure if you can't see the front, which is in the case of this car. The front seats are actually quite high up. The view that you get right from this angle is about that side only to the front. As you sit like that, then you can see the whole frontage. Well, I'm just speaking my mind right now based on my observation about the car. Just to show you guys the boot. You only get one light on the left. To show you guys what's underneath it, you get your hazard light, you get a collapsible basket as well. Common for Mercedes-Benz. The boot space is actually fairly decent for a car this size. You do get auto close for the boot lid. If you have any questions about the car that I didn't answer, just let me know in the comments down below and I'll answer you from there. So if you like this video, you can support me by subscribing to my channel and I'll definitely post more videos in the future.